review of Sylvaine Delacourte's Dovana. And this is from their Musk collection. So Sylvaine Delacourte it's a niche brand, and they have, I think, just 3 collections: a Musk collection, a vanilla collection, and a orange blossom collection. However, I realized that their website is almost sold out of everything, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're going to be restocking, or I don't know if they're like going out of business. So I'm sorry to say that I do really like this fragrance, but like you probably won't be able to find it online, at least not for a while, or I don't know, maybe never again. So sorry about that if that is the case, but yeah, just wanted to do a review on it because I wound up purchasing it. Here's the bottle. This is the smaller size. The Sylvaine Delacourte has the 30ml, which they all look like this, and then the 100ml, which is what I put in the thumbnail of my video photo. But I just absolutely love these bottles. You know what I'm saying? The brass, the heavy brass top has kind of like an antique look. I love the kind of like old-fashioned, almost like bohemian look of this label, and yeah, just a really nice design. Yeah, I just love the designs they have on all. They have this kind of, I don't even know what you'd call that style, but you know, sketched and kind of a little bit vintage look. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'll spray this. I'm wearing it today, so I can smell it very well. But I'll spray it just to be, you know, just to go the extra mile. And as always, I did try to dress on theme. So yeah, this fragrance, this is a very like tender musk. I feel like that's how it's described on the website. It's like described. Oh yeah, it says it here. Tender musk. So there's like in the musk collection, there's like a green musk, a tender musk, I forget, like a gourmand musk, a floral musk, like anyway, this one is described as the tender musk. So of all of the musks in the collection, it is the most like light and tender and subtle, which if you watch my content, you know that I love subtle fragrances and I love musks. So perfect for me. Okay, so oh yeah, I dressed on theme. I was trying to say, and I feel like, I mean, it's definitely like matching the box, but altogether this fragrance to me has like a very, yeah, it kind of has like tan or like almost like a very light beige tones or like a very light pink. So I feel like this is perfect because it's like a dusty light pink. And I've got these just like very delicate little rose quartz earrings. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a spray. We've got our Flower Fairies deck of cards today. This one looks very much like a Christmas fairy. I'm just gonna see if I can do just like a tiny spray because, like I said, oh well, could not do a tiny spray, but that's okay. Like I said, I am wearing this today, so I'm gonna actually just what I did is I'm wearing it on this side, and then I'm actually wearing on this side Victoria's Secret Heavenly, and that's because these two are very similar. They're not dupes at all, but they're similar it's sweet. I mean, maybe you could say there's like a hint of sweetness, but it's really not a sweet scent at all. I believe there's vanilla in here, but it's not really like a sweet vanilla. It has, to me, like just the lightest, like a purple floral touch. I believe there's iris and also heliotrope, and so those notes I feel like give it a very light purple floral touch, like not your, not like a white floral so much, like a purple floral. And yeah, it just has almost like the texture is kind of like soft, suede-y, velvety. It's light, it's very subtle, it's very clean, powdery musk. And I don't know why, but something about the way that it's all blended, it almost comes through to me like the most subtle, sheer coconut note. But there's no coconut, and honestly, I don't know that anybody else would get that. It's just something that is doing to my nose, but it's like so subtle because I'm not a big coconut fan. Something about it though comes through like the most subtle, sheer coconut water or something, But it's not at all tropical or coconutty. Like, you could just honestly forget that I just said that, because probably no one else would smell that. So yeah, that is my first impression. I'll go ahead and read you the main accords that we have listed on Fragrantica. So we have powdery, musky, iris, vanilla, floral, woody, and violet. So yeah, it's very powdery, very musky. I definitely get some iris, some vanilla, woody, but again, sandalwood, so like a lighter, drier, more powdery wood. Yeah, so it's really nice. I'm not sure that it's for everybody. It's probably not necessarily a safe blind buy, but I also feel like it's probably not too offensive. And like I said, you might not be able to find it on the internet these days, so apologies if that's the case. But let's go ahead and look at the notes. I did notice that it does list the notes on the back here. Now, Fragrantica, as always, is listing other notes. I believe it does. It does have all of these notes, but it lists more. So, I don't know where Fragrantica gets that or if it's true, but I'll go over both. So, on the box it says Ambret d'Equator, so that's ambret seed. It also says Iris pallida, which is iris. Vanille de Madagascar, so vanilla. And Neroli de Tunisie. Neroli. I think it's just trying to say where all of these ingredients are from, so I don't know, Ecuador. I don't know if the iris, it's not saying that, but anyway, Madagascar vanilla and Tunisian neroli, I believe. So, definitely getting, I would say I'm getting all those notes, but I'm not really getting the neroli. I'm not really getting the neroli in an obvious way. I think it just adds the most subtle, like, cleanness, but it's definitely not like a citrus fragrance at all. Okay, then I will tell you what Fragrantica lists for its notes. It lists 3 top notes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that does not list sandalwood. There's got to be sandalwood in here, though. There's got to be. Anyway, Fragrantica lists 3 top notes. They are ambret, sandalwood, and rose. So I definitely feel like there's got to be sandalwood in here. It's honestly like maybe the first note that I would say that I get. It's a very sandalwoody fragrance to me, but very not at all. Sandalwood can sometimes go a little like green or like dill pickly. None of that. None of that. It's just a very clean, dry, woody, molecular sandalwood to me. And then yeah, I definitely get the musk, mallow, rose, maybe. Okay, for the crazy. Like, I don't know why they would put neroli in the base and sandalwood in the top notes. Like, it's not making sense, but I definitely get musk. And I feel like I get heliotrope. Heliotrope's a powdery purple floral. And yeah, I feel like I get that. So, I don't know exactly what the notes are. Obviously, there's these ones. I feel like there's also sandalwood and heliotrope, and that's what I would say that I get most. I get the sandalwood, the heliotrope, the iris, touch of vanilla, definitely the musk and the ambrette. Yeah, so, and users on Fragrantica say that they are getting most iris, musk, heliotrope, ambrette, vanilla, sandalwood, neroli. So I don't know, I'm getting sandalwood, but maybe not as much as other people. Okay, so yeah, let's come back to this soon, but I'm just gonna briefly tell you about Heavenly by Victoria's Secret, because I do think these are similar. And yeah, like I said, if you cannot find this one, you can definitely find Victoria's Secret Heavenly. So as you can see, I just have this little 7ml mini, which is very cute. But yeah, this fragrance was launched in 2023. There have been previous versions of it. I guess they just reformulated it again. But anyway, this one has top note of jasmine, middle note of musk, base notes of sandalwood and vanilla. This one is prominent. It's probably a little bit more obviously sandalwood, although I would say that Dovana still very much smells like sandalwood to me. And the main difference with this one is I get more vanilla. It's a touch sweeter, and a touch more like prominent vanilla. But besides that, they're really not that different. This one comes across a little bit more like sweety, velvety, a little bit less sweet. And this one, touch more vanilla, maybe a little bit more prominent sandalwood. But, you know, when this runs out, I'll just keep this, and then if this ever runs out, I'll just repurchase this, you know what I mean? Because they're pretty similar to my nose. And yeah, you could go to Victoria's Secret and smell this. You know, smell it, spray it on yourself, test it. I personally love this. I think it's so pretty. However, not great longevity, and I think this one is also not great longevity, but you know, it doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, I don't mind reapplying. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and go back to Dovana, and I'll just give you some more interesting info from Fragrantica. So it has an overall rating of 3.78 out of 5 with 439 votes. So that's like mid-range, maybe even a little bit under average. So I'm not sure why, but I guess people are not crazy about this. It's a very like subtle musk, so you know, maybe that's part of it. I don't know, but I love it. I think it's so pretty. I feel like it would work for any season, but because it's so light, it definitely could go well. Probably best in the spring, followed by summer. But you know, musks, like heavy musks, well, I mean, this is not like a heavy musk, but even a musk can feel sometimes a little much in the summer because it doesn't have that like bite, that crispness. Like I think of like a citrus as best in the summer. Users on Fragrantica are saying that this has like slightly lower end longevity, and I agree. I don't think it has amazing longevity, but it does hang around if you spray it on your clothes. But it just dries down to something so subtle, you know. It's very much like a you scent. Like I don't think other people will smell much of a trail. Speaking of, people on Fragrantica are saying that the sillage is very, very intimate. I agree. It's a very intimate scent. It's like if someone hugged you and they smelled like your laundry detergent sort of thing. People are saying that for gender unisex but leans feminine. And they are comparing it to the fragrance called Narciso Rodriguez's Essence. I have not smelled that one, but I've definitely heard of it and thought about purchasing it a few times. But yeah, it's being compared to that. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up by just reading a few reviews. Somebody says, I love this fragrance. It's perfectly soapy and powdery. It really does smell like Dove soap. Okay, I guess I've used Dove soap, but I feel like it's been years. I feel like this is not quite as soapy from what I recall, but it's been years. Somebody says, soft, crushed velvet iris scent, leaving behind a powdery trail. Lovely late fall, winter scent. Thanks. Okay. My cats are growling at each other. Somebody says, I agree with the reviewers that the spicy iris is a very interesting perfume interpretation. Spicy iris. It's juicy, airy, sexy, light, and super lipsticky floral. I absolutely love the musk base and the spicy top notes. The vanilla adds an interesting sweet note to the perfume. The perfume is very feminine and is best suited for the day. To me, due to the powderiness, the perfume is winter leaning. I don't really feel like it's that spicy. Yeah. I mean, maybe like the touch of spice, but like, I'm not really getting like a spicy iris personally. I could see though the like lipsticky floral reference. It definitely has a bit of that lipsticky iris. Let's find a negative review and see what somebody has to say. A sharp, stabby, soapy fragrance for those who love clean fragrances. This is very mild, low protection, musky-ish, powdery light. I don't personally find it sharp and stabby. That's just me. Okay, somebody else says, I usually enjoy soft, musky, powdery perfumes. Perhaps it might suit a younger lady than I, but Dovana was a scrubber for me. I persisted for 2 hours to see how it developed because upon application it was far too candy sweet on my skin. Not many men could wear it confidently, meaning although labeled it so it was not unisex. So I guess that was a man, and he was saying that it smelled too sweet, and you know, it's not really sweet to me. It has like a touch of sweetness, but it's, oh my god, things get so much sweeter than this. Like even this is a little bit sweeter, and I still wouldn't say it's a sweet fragrance